I quite like In Marge We Trust. This is the 22nd episode of the 8th season of The Simpsons. It aired in July 1997 and is directed by Stephen Dean Moore. And we have two narratives here. The first and the main one is that Marge ends up becoming a church counsellor, and she takes calls from people at all hours, and she does everything she can to try and help people. However, things get a little bit out of hand, and she quickly realises that Reverend Lovejoy has a lot on his plate, and that people ask a lot of the church, which is understandable and expected, but it's certainly eye-opening and definitely really interesting to see how she deals with these things and the kind of problems that people have that they come to her with. I really enjoyed that part of the narrative. Then we have the part about Homer seemingly being the face of a Japanese detergent, and Mr. Sparkle appears occasionally again, and I really thoroughly enjoy the concept of Mr. Sparkle and why Homer's face is on this detergent and what it could possibly mean. And it's pretty good fun. It's obviously not as serious as, say, people going to the church for help, but it's a nice kind of way to tone down the episode and bring in a bit of humour where everything else maybe is a bit darker, or of course if people aren't religious they may not enjoy that aspect of it as much. So bringing in that definitely helps to balance it out and make it appeal to a wider range of people. Really thoroughly enjoyed it. I think the narrative was very well written, very well paced, everything kind of flows really nicely, great mix of characters in there. Love the concept of Mr. Sparkle. It seems to be well received, 8.1 out of 10 on IMDb, which is a really strong rating. That's definitely a very high rating. Not as high as some for The Simpsons, but in general, really, really good. And I agree. I think 8.1 out of 10 is a really good rating. It's not my favourite episode, but certainly I love it. It's got a lot going for it. Maybe one of the best, certainly one of the most well-rounded from Season 8. I don't know if it's a personal favourite, but being more analytical of it, the structure is great, the mix of characters are brilliant, a really good balance of important messages and humour and silly fun with Mr. Sparkle. Definitely has a lot going for it. In Marge We Trust is a pretty great episode.